does. This is for keeps, man. You know, nobody wants to lose a fight in front of 1,000 people.
Our last fight before the intermission. Fight number 7 coming out first in the blue corner, Bradley Johnson.
I'm excited to see what these two guys got. They have some big shoes to fill after that last fight, though.
They definitely do. And I'm interested to see the size difference in this match. I was watching, these guys were warming up earlier. It looks like Johnson's definitely going to have the height advantage. I don't have an official height listed on him. But if he has that striking background along with the reach advantage, look for Hahn to get in on him and get him to the ground and nullify that.
Yeah, you learn how to utilize the cage, whether you're the wrestler, the grappler, or if you're the striker. You have to learn how to use that cage. Learn how to find those corners. The grappler wants to corner you and line you up. I used to try to line guys up so their back was to the cage. Then I would shoot. Didn't matter if it was center or right next to the cage. I would shoot. I'd run them into the fence. Then I could start my cage wall fighting tactics. So we'll see who's able to utilize this. The grappler's able to utilize the cage for the takedown, or the striker's able to keep its back away from the cage and use those angles so the grappler's not able to take him down.
I would imagine that the smaller cage definitely plays into that as well.
It's a grappler's cage. That's what we used to say all the time.
Definitely a grappler's cage.
It's a grappler's cage. The octagon is like 25, 30 feet. That's a striker's cage.
As Hahn gets ready to make his way into the cage, I want to take this time to talk about a few more of our sponsors. Healthy Fusion here in Wilmer, DC Signs, Art by Jeremy, Shalong Daddy's Party Bus and Limo. They're going to get you safely to your destination and back home. We want to thank Groupie, the platform that is streaming this tonight, for all of those in pay-per-view attendance here, hearing what Sean and I have to say. Once again, my name is Anthony Perry, joined by former UFC lightweight champion of the world, Sean Shirk. We are just about ready for some pro MMA action, but before we get there, these two amateurs are going to put it on the line one more time. We got Hahn chasing that 50-50 record, and you got Johnson making his debut in the cage.
These guys look ready to go. I like it. I like seeing these guys bouncing around before they fight, smacking themselves in the face, getting themselves jacked up. That's how you do it, man. You step into a cage, you better be ready for war.
Hahn enters the cage, and we are just about ready, everyone.
We have a three-minute round welterweight war happening. In the blue corner, a kickboxer from St. Cloud, Minnesota, weighing in at 169 pounds in his debut fight, Bradley Johnson. And in the red corner, from Wilmer, Minnesota, standing at 5 feet 10 inches and weighing in at a whopping 772 pounds, with a record of 1 win and 2 losses, Augstine.
One thing I like about what I've seen so far tonight is all these fighters look very well-rounded. They look poised, they look relaxed, they look like they have a good, wide skill set. And I mean, as amateurs, boy, I'll tell you, I'm pretty impressed. I mean, these could be pro fighters as far as I'm concerned. There we go, we got a head kick there.
Hahn bringing it to the ground.
Nice double.
We knew this is where he wanted to be. He wanted to have the taller, more dangerous striker on the ground. Hahn goes to full mount. Nice transition. Hahn looking to take the back. Oh! It looked like Johnson was going to get the reversal, and Hahn was able to keep turning him and get back on top and mount.
From that mount position, you want a grapevine. Once you drop your hips and grapevine, that takes his ability away to sprawl and takes his ability away to...
Big ground and pound from Hahn. Johnson trying to give up his back so he can try to turtle and get out from underneath it, but Hahn swarming him with the pressure.
That wrist right there. Now his face is open.
Yep.
You do the same thing again.
Hahn working that control, patiently just putting the pressure on him.
There's a side choke waiting for him right there.
Yeah. Oh, there he goes. He got that
now
on the
he
cross.
has to drop his ear to the further down the elbow.
Move to the side.
Go to a cross body.
Johnson defends.
He probably should have had that a little bit deeper before he transitioned to cross.
Oh, nice work getting the hooks in.
That's only one hook.
Oh, Hahn going for that. Oh, he might have the armbar. Can he finish it?
That's tight.
He's trying to extend those hips. Hahn goes belly down with the armbar. Johnson trying to jump over to
You gotta
defend.
get the elbow past the hips. Once the elbow's
It looks
past
like
the
Johnson
hips,
is
it's
out.
gone. I was gonna say they're probably not sweaty enough at this point in time to slip and slide out of that. You try that again in round 3, you might be able to chainsaw your arm right out of that armbar.
Oh, big knee to the body. And this crowd is letting Hahn know that they want to see a finish.
So far, I've seen some really good transitional jiu-jitsu out of this kid. So impressed. Oh, here we go with the heel hook.
Oh boy, Hahn going for
You
that.
don't see this in mixed martial arts very often. He's got to gain a roll away from it. You don't roll into it, you got to gain a roll away from that. If you roll into it, you're basically setting yourself up to make it tighter.
Johnson playing with fire here.
Probably going to go for an Achilles now. Looks like he's got an Achilles, and that's pretty tight. You damn well that hurts.
Wow, Johnson staying incredibly composed despite that leg being in a tremendous amount of danger from Hahn.
Reverse.
And they get to the first round. Now here's going to be the real test, Sean. How is Hahn going to respond to using that much energy in the first round?
I don't know. I guess we'll see. I mean, that was some really good transitional jiu-jitsu, and I'm impressed by the other guy's ability to escape all those submission holds. That arm lock, that looked dead right to me. That was tight.
That was very tight.
I was watching for him to stand up, waiting for him to limp or try to shake that arm out because that heel hook was tight too. I didn't see any limping or any adjustments from his arm. Maybe it's something that'll hurt about 10 minutes after you're done fighting. When the adrenaline goes away, you're like, holy shit, I can't walk anymore.
Yeah, we'll worry about that after the fights in that regard. You see what these guys come out with for round 2, but a tremendous amount of composure from Johnson in his MMA debut. Put in a lot of tough spots, and we're going to see how Hahn responds.
I have to agree. It definitely looks like a striker versus grappler. So we'll see if the grappler has the ability to shoot that fast, powerful double leg and get the striker on his back for round 2.
The crowd getting behind their fighter, Augstine Hahn, as they're trying to get him to answer this bell with some fury.
It always feels good hearing that hometown crowd cheer you on. I'm telling you, it's like having another guy in the ring helping you out. Yeah, I just got to get his hands up here. His hands are a little low. You got to keep
Looks
those
like
hands
Johnson
up tight.
slipped a little bit at the center of the cage. He looked down at his foot.
This is a slippery cage. There usually, the sponsorship stuff, like again, when I used to fight in the UFC, the sponsorship stuff was like kind of a gritty, sandpapery platform. So you had areas where you did have traction. This is slippery. It's like a wrestling mat. So once the sweat and the water hits the ground, it becomes a real slippery surface.
Front kick from Johnson trying to keep Hahn at distance.
Let's see if he sets up that double again. If Johnson wants to bang, now's the time. You got that reach.
Both fighters seem hesitant to really close that distance. They're finding their range right now. I think Hahn looking for that takedown. Johnson trying to connect.
Johnson looks a little bit hesitant on the feet to engage, and I'm wondering why. If maybe it's because of that double leg. Maybe he's remembering that last double that they got hit with earlier. If you engage too much on the feet, you're setting yourself up to be taken down.
A left hook gets through for Hahn, and he followed it up with a right as the both men square off at the center of the cage again. Hahn keeping him a distance with that lead left. Both men exchange leg kicks. Nice leg kick from Hahn. And he touches him with a jab. Johnson smiles it off, and it looks like he's getting a little bit more confidence to start pursuing. Johnson lands a cross of his own.
It's a nice technical striking battle here on the feet. Ooh.
Big leg kick from Johnson.
He did cover that one.
Oh!
Hahn scores. Pick him up and go.
Big takedown from Hahn.
I see a cut
Hahn
above
goes
the
to
eye.
mount. You can see blood over the right eye of Johnson.
I see a cut.
10 seconds left in the round. What can these guys do? Hahn postures up. He's throwing punches down. That might have been enough right there for Hahn to steal that round
That was
away.
a good round. I think it was enough. That takedown, finishing it off with some ground and pound the last 15 seconds, I think that's enough to steal that round. It was pretty close on the feet.
Absolutely.
Again, these amateur fighters, man, they're not fighting like amateurs. They're coming out here like pros. They got something to prove here. So I've been very impressed with how these guys are competing right now. I feel like any one of these guys could go pro right now and be able to compete at a local level.
Big words of praise from former lightweight champion of the UFC, Sean Shirk. Here, as these two go to, the card says round 2, but this is definitely round 3.
This is round 3.
I don't know that either of these men would want it to be the middle round right now. I think they are more than ready to fight this third one out and see what happens.
He's good. Good training partner, too.
All right, we are back and ready for round 3.
So it seems to me like if I was Augustine, I'd be looking for another double leg because he's able to utilize both those really sweet double legs and gain top control and then steal those rounds away. That's what I might be looking for. But what do we got going on with Johnson over
have the doctor. I don't know if they're taking a look at the right eye.
Yeah, he's got a little cut above the eye. It wasn't bleeding. It's not hindering his vision at all. It's not bleeding very bad. So I think they should let it go.
Yeah, that would be a real shame at this point if they decided that the fight could not continue because I don't see any reason that Johnson can't fight through it. There wasn't a ton of blood coming down in the eye, and Sean and I had the absolute best seats in the house for that.
Yeah, if it was going down and hindering his vision and going in his eye, by all means, stop the fight. But it's not, so we're going to let him go. That was a good call.
All right, looks like we are going to see a third and final round in our final amateur fight of the night. The crowd getting behind their fighter, Augstine Hahn. More than likely ahead 2 rounds to none on the cards, but 3 minutes for Mr. Johnson to put in the work.
This is not a time to coast. If you're ahead 2 rounds to 0, you put the pressure on and win 3 rounds to 0. Don't coast. Don't think the fight's over, because it's not.
Oh, nice question mark kick from Hahn.
These guys are both throwing a little bit of funky stuff to make the crowd happy.
Nice combo from Hahn, and he lands with the left hand.
This Hahn's got some boxing ability too. He's not only a great grappler, but boy, this guy can box, and he's got excellent double legs. He seems like a real three-dimensional fighter. I'd like to see Johnson let his hands go a little bit more. You got that reach. Use it. Use that jab. That's why I think he's been hesitant to throw. I think he's been a little hesitant to throw because Hahn's shooting under his punches, and that's how he's landing those double legs. He's timing it very well.
Johnson trying for that guillotine off of the single defense. Hahn able to get out of it and is now in Johnson's full guard.
I don't know what the rules are as far as amateur, but will they stand these guys up for lack of action?
You know, I don't know, but I would say that if they sit very long not doing anything, they're more than likely.
Right now, the referee's telling him to work, so my guess is that he'll stand him up if somebody doesn't do something. Think you got a pass guard right here if you're on top.
Oh, he's not wasting any time getting these guys back up.
He wants these guys to scrap.
Johnson's corner calling for him to set up his kicks.
How about a flying knee right now? You just run in there and throw a flying knee and hope that your opponent comes out and tries to shoot a double.
Johnson trying to put Hahn on the fence. Hahn firing back. Big right hand from Hahn.
Johnson's down 2-0. There's about a minute and a half to go. Go for broke.
Hahn in on the single.
He did the same thing. He shot off that jab cross combo. I used to do that to Brock Larson all the time. I wonder if Brock showed him how to do that.
Well, so now that we bring up that subject, Brock did say that he had arachnophobia from a spider tattoo that he saw with how many times you tapped him out while you were training together. In fact, Brock actually claims that you tapped him out more than he's ever been tapped out by anyone else, like combined. 10 seconds left, and these two are throwing it at each other. Hahn standing up and throwing punches. A show of respect from these men.
Yeah, that was another great amateur fight. Both these guys showed so much. They both showed so much all-around ability and poise on top of that. Poise
Absolutely.
is a big deal.
I mean, if you were to tell me, was this Johnson's MMA debut, I would say you're crazy.
He looks like he can go another round.
You talk about at the end of it how the view that you give the crowd, the view that you give the judges at the end of the fight. You know, I've heard more than one coach say they always want their fighters' hands in the air immediately.
We got intermission now, right, boys?
Sure.
Okay.
I want to thank Brock Larson for coming over here and saying hello with those fresh gloves that I'm sure he just rubbed my shoulders with.
Yeah, you got sweat and blood all over you now.
It's all part of the job here. Want to say hello to everybody tuning in on the pay-per-view.
Yeah, let's hear it for another 3 rounders.
As we go to the judges' cards.
Winner tonight, unanimous decision, Augstine.
Hahn getting the decision victory, moving to 2-2 as a welterweight amateur.
Looks like he's got quite the fanfare here tonight. Nothing feels better than standing in the middle of that cage, having all your friends and family cheering you on, especially when you win.
Right. Tonight, how did it feel to win this fight?
Felt great. Felt amazing. Love y'all. So my baby's Ariella. Hello, baby. You know, glad I did it for you. We're good.
All right, let's hear it one more time for Augstine Hahn.